gives up the leadoff infield single. Well, the left-hander King coming on, and we have a break in the action here in Seattle. We'll take a timeout on the Ranger Baseball Network.
On here for his sixth appearance to probably face just Rafael Palmeiro. 0-1 with a 945.
Kind of a slingshot motion to drop down sidearm a little bit. And Rafael not real sure about that, so watch that breaking ball slurve outside. And a fastball tails back to catch the outside part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. On a relief of Tim Leary, who worked the first 7 innings, plus 1 hitter here in the 8th. The ground ball pulled foul outside first. Now moves to a ball and 2 strikes. King set the 1-2. Palmeiro on the fist, a little looping foul ball that will go over the Mariner dugout and back about 3 rows.
Well, the Rangers might recall watching Norm Charlton really mess his arm up in that game down in Arlington, and the Seattle bullpen has done well without it.
And Palmeiro gone on strikes. King dropping down sidearm, and he gets him. And here comes Lou Piniella again, so as you suggested, Sonny, that will do it for Kevin King, asked just to face the left-hander. Lou Piniella make another pitching change, and Jeff Nelson coming on, so while he takes...
Top of the order for the Sox. Tim Raines, Greg Grayback, and Dan Pasqua. Rock takes the ball. He's 0 for 3 tonight. He's flied to center, and twice he has gone out to Felder and left. 2-0. Kevin King, the left-hander's a slinger, and the count 3-0. Gets that one over.
So the Rock, who's 0 for 3 in this ball game, trying to get something going. He's sitting at 305. Timmy has walked 64 times. Ground ball right side, get through. Boone diving, can't make the play. So the leadoff man on. Well, I'll tell you what, Dave Magadan, obviously, I thought he was a first baseman. He's standing right at the bag and didn't move when Tim Raines came by. He could have run him over there. Timmy on 3-1. Looks like he just kind of eases that ball through the hole. Watch it right here, the dive. And now Magadan, he's got to get out of the way. He's got to give Raines a chance to round first base in case Buhner doesn't come up with the ball. Well, let's see. It's bunt situation in order here with Grayback. Kevin King, the 3rd pitcher for the Mariners. I thought this game would be a little bit closer. 1-6-0 for both ball clubs. Lou Piniella trying to get that team over the 500 mark. They came in at 79 and 79. Sox at 91 and 67. I believe 25 games over would be the high water mark for the good guys should we win tonight. Grayback with 6 sacrifice bunts on the season. As you look at Kevin King, it's bunted in the air, but no one can get it. The throw will be to first. It's just in a nick of time as Magadan took a look at second base where there was no play. Gravy bunts it in the air, but not high enough for Magadan to catch it in the air. He's looking to second. Now he's got the off balance. Look how he's back on his heels. He's lucky to make an accurate throw right there. And Lou Piniella, as Drew Denson is being announced as the pinch hitter for Danny Pasqua. Piniella out to the mound. He's going to stay with his left-hander. Robin Ventura's on deck. So Big Drew's going to get a chance. He's been up twice this year. 0 for 2. And I think Lou just went up there and told him, keep the ball up on this guy.
Stop speculating and get us a run, Duke.
I'll think of something.
Well, he had, what, 24 homers and 103 RBIs at Louisville? Or, excuse me, Nashville.
He squirts this one off the end of the bat. Foul. And there's those numbers. 24 homers, 103 driven in. 281 hitter. Drew, one of the very few guys you'll see without any batting gloves. Pulls this one foul the other way. And you see what Drew did. 8 RBIs in 7 games in the American Association Championship Series. Won by the Iowa Cubs. They won that series 4 games to 3.
In extra innings.
It was close. We probably got robbed. He gets him. Turns that pitch over, so King strikes out Denson. And Robin Ventura gets a chance. So here's Robin. Takes the breaking ball down low. What was that just flew out of here? There's a strike. Fastball, good pitch, 1-1. As we're joined in the booth by the Silk Man, Dan Roan.
Boy, he's clean, isn't he?
Oh,
He's clean
look
with
at
Board
him.
of Health.
Right out of GQ. They must pay you a lot of money. They did till Hawk signed. Don't look at me when you say that. Here's Ted Power, warming up for the Mariners in the bullpen. Big right-hander. He's been their closer since they lost Charlton. 1-2 pitch, 2 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Ooh, changeup down low. Stay tuned for the WGN News and Dan Roan immediately following this ball game. Robin fouls this one off left side as soon as Ventura gets his game-winning RBI and closed it out in the 9th. Please. Two out pitch. In the dirt. Fish ain't biting, so the count goes full. George Bell's on deck. There's a look at George. Robin is 2 for 3 in this game, so he's got that average up to 263. Hitting over 300 in the month of September. That's a good sign. Oh, we got him that time. Good slider by King. And that'll do it. The Sox threaten once again, come up empty. We're tied at 1 after 8.
Tigers with runners at first and third, and 1 away, 2 runs in. And Fryman off to a terrible start for the year with a great RBI chance here. He struck out twice tonight. 1-1. So what a throw by Ken Griffey Jr.
That was an excellent play, not just the throw, but he also decoyed the runner from second base into thinking that he was going to make the catch. And then he took a chance because the ball could have bounced over his head. But that's what makes him a Gold Glove center fielder.
1 ball, 1 strike. Very close play. Pinella went out and argued.
Well, the throw definitely beats him. Now let's take a look and see if the tag is made before he hits the bag. No, I really think the umpire made a good call. Good call. Very close play.
A wild throw that hits the umpire. Coming in to score is Higginson. Gibson goes to second. He would have gone to third, at least, had the ball not hit the first base umpire, Jim Urimovich. 6-1, and Pinella looks stunned.
Well, we'll take a look. The throw is behind Gibson, and it gets the umpire. As you said, that saved the Mariners at least 1 base there.
So Higginson has scored on the error by the pitcher. 6-1. Foul back, and it is 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Travis Fryman. Joe, he made a mistake in the base pass, tagging up, as you mentioned. But maybe he's learned a valuable lesson, and it didn't even cost him. I mean, he made it to third base.
Right. Well, when you're a young player, rookie player especially, you're going to make some mistakes, and you learn from your mistakes.
That's a ball outside. 2-2 now to Fryman. The left-handed batting Franklin Stubbs due up next, but Daniel Bautista has come out into the on-deck circle. Bautista, a right-handed hitter. Mariners bullpen is quiet. There's Bautista, number 29. And another strikeout. Fryman has struck out 3 consecutive times, and 9 times in 17 at-bats this year.
Well, it seems like Fryman is ahead of the changeup and behind the fastball, which is the worst way to hit. You can see he's ahead of that little slider. When you're ahead of the breaking ball and behind the fastball, you will strike out a lot and you will make a lot of outs. You have to gear yourself, in my opinion, for one or the other, especially when you're struggling.
Now Daniel Bautista will pinch hit for Franklin Stubbs. We're in the 5th inning. Tigers have 3 runs home. They lead it 6-1. Franklin Stubbs was the big hitting star of this game while he was in there. Doubled in the 3rd and a run scored, and then RBI doubled in the 4th, and now he's out of the game. Bautista, one of the young Tiger players, and he runs well. He's got a very strong arm from right field. The question with him has always been, will he be able to hit at the big league level enough for him to stay here? Tigers seem to be pretty well set on finding out a lot of the answers to those questions this year, Joe.
And I think that's a good idea. You need to find out if some of these players can produce like you think in the big leagues.
Well, that's a base hit into left field. Here comes Gibson. Here comes Brian Straw. Off line, and he's safe. Into second base on the throw goes Bautista, and it is 7-1 for Detroit. Pinch hit single and an RBI for Bautista.
Well, Bautista finds a hole on the left side of the infield. Bragg comes up. He actually makes a much better throw on this play than the previous throw he made. He actually looks more like an infielder's throw. It's like a short arm throw. He doesn't have the extended arm like an outfielder. That wasn't a bad throw. Kurt just beat the play.
Now here's Chris Gomez, who's driven in runs in each of his first 2 plate appearances with a single in the 3rd inning. That was the first run of the game. And then with a sacrifice fly in the 4th that he himself perhaps thought was going to be a home run. He really blasted it, and Bragg made a tremendous catch of the ball at the wall. 2-0. 7-1 Detroit in the top of the 5th inning. They had 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, and now 4 in the 5th as they're moving up incrementally here. Doubling their total each inning. Mariners only run 1 in the 4th inning. The Mariners will have the top of their order up in the last of this inning. Griffey will be due up 3rd. 3-0 to Gomez with Flaherty right behind him. And if I'm left-handed, Jones first base is open. Why fool around with this guy? He got 53 RBIs in half the season last year. Flaherty coming up was never proven that he could hit at the big league level.
Well, that's true, except the more people you put on base, the more potential runs that you can allow to come across. And you're already down 6 to 7 to 1. The last thing you want to do is give up some more run or really put some more base runners in the scoring position or on base. And in the Kingdom, when they're on first base, they're in scoring position because anything in the gap or a hard line drive toward the gap will go all the way to the wall.
Flaherty takes ball 1. Oh, King just can't even get the ball over the plate right now.
That is a problem, obviously, with a lot of left-handers. You know, Cummings had the same problem. Now we see King with the problem. When you find a left-hander that can throw strikes and that's pretty good stuff, you will find a guy that wins on a consistent basis.
That is a fair ball down the left field line. Ricochets off the bullpen wall. Coming in to score is Bautista. Here comes Gomez for the plate. And he too will score. A 2-run double for Flaherty. And for the first time in the young season, the Mariners are experiencing out of their bullpen what teams all around baseball have experienced for a few days.
Well, when you fall behind and you have to give a hitter a fastball, that hitter becomes a much better hitter. And you mentioned Flaherty really wasn't much of a hitter, but if he gets ahead in the count and he knows what's coming, he can usually get a good piece of it. That ball hits down the line, hits into the bullpen, and before they can get it back to the infield, 2 more runs are scored, and it is now a 9-1 game.
6 runs in the inning. And here's Chad Curtis, who got it all started with a leadoff walk in this inning. He is the 10th man to bat. 9-1 Detroit. Curtis 0 for 2 with that walk and a run scored for the night. To the curve. 0-2 the count on the foul ball. Well, John Cummings is charged with 4 of these runs in just 1/3 of an inning while he was in there. King has given up 2 runs so far in 1/3 of an inning. The Mariner bullpen for the season had given up only 1 run in 11 innings before tonight. Now it has given up 6 runs in less than 1 inning. For both King and Cummings, this is the first outing of the year. It was for Cummings and it is for King. Bobby Cuellar's certainly looks unhappy so much. He just looks, he can't believe it. Termine decided he couldn't get the Speedy Curtis at first, so he threw to third trying to get Flaherty, but didn't get him either. Well, I guess that's what he decided, Joe.
No, I think you're right in what he decided, but he didn't have a chance to get Curtis either. But he was hoping that Curtis would actually round the bag and then they'd tag him out. I'm sorry, Flaherty would run round the bag and they'd tag him out. But he didn't figure he had a shot at Curtis at first base. And it has to be scored a base hit because he felt that was the only play he had.
It is the first for Chad Curtis of the game. The 10th for the Tigers. Here's Scott Fletcher, who also walked at the start of this inning. 9-1 Detroit, a 6-run inning. All around baseball, we've seen so many games where team's starting pitcher rolls along 5, 6 innings, or however long it is. And then when they go to the bullpen, everything falls apart in the middle of it.
And to be honest with you, John, it's easier to pitch middle and long relief simply because normally they will only get to see you one at bat. So starting pitcher, he has to go through the lineup 2, maybe 3 times to have a good game. If you're coming in out of the bullpen, they're only going to get to see you one at bat. So they can't make any adjustments to you. So it should be in your favor that you're coming in at that moment in the ballgame.
Well, Mike Flanagan, longtime big league pitcher and now the pitching coach in Baltimore, he made the comment the other day, Joe, that the middle relievers among all pitchers got less work than anybody in the shortened exhibition schedule. He said starting pitchers are not ready to go. They got maybe 11 innings, 12 innings in the spring. Usually they get 30 or more. He says, but the middle relievers, it was real hard for them to get any time.
Well, I think that comes on a team, each team is different. You have to look at it, team by team. Some guys may have given their long relievers more time than others. Because I know, for instance, in Oakland, I think Dave Stewart only pitched 8 innings. So that means those innings went someplace else. So maybe their middle relievers and long relievers got more time than, say, they did in Baltimore.
3-2 to Fletcher. But with both of these guys today, Cummings and King, their first outing. And they haven't played an exhibition game since when? Tuesday. There is Flaherty at third, Curtis at first with 2 down, 6 runs in. Curtis running. Gamine. And Butcher is out. And he's very unhappy. He is now 1 for 16 this year. 13 tonight, though. This is ball club trailing 9-1.
But they're in a division that they can win. So that should keep him occupied for the summer.
Yeah. Texas and Oakland and California, the other 3 teams in the West. Bob Higgins in the hitter, 1-1 the count. Now 1-2. He single home run in that 5th inning, his first major league hit. There is Luis Sojo now playing shortstop in place of Felix Fermin for the Mariners. Cecil Fielder on deck. And Soho gets one right away. Higginson is at number 1 in the 6th inning.
Well, if you're a good team, you'd like to be in the West, in either West, National League West or the American League West, because if you're a good team, you have a chance to win. I think the A's obviously have a chance to win in the West, and so do Texas Rangers.
Here's Cecil Fielder.
And you can't even discount the California Angels at this point of the season, because this is going to be a unique season, John. I think things aren't going to run true to form this year.
Cecil Fielder, 1 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. He's hit a double and scored a run. Strike 1 to Cecil. Well, last year, the Mariners, at the time of the strike, were 14 games below 500. I mean, even if they won, that's Fielder hit a laser, but Soho snared it.
Well, like you say, Soho just came into the ball game. They're going to test him right away with a ground ball and a line drive. I see Cecil's a little disappointed. We'll take a look at King's pitch here. It looks like a slider. Cecil gets most of it. And Soho leaps and comes down with it.
Now Rudy Pemberton comes up, one of the Tiger rookies. The pitch hit for Kirk Gibson. On the left field line. Rudy Pemberton. He is 5 for 12 with 2 doubles so far. Question about him was, would he hit? Pemberton runs well. He stole 30 bases at Toledo last year and hit .303. He is from San Pedro de Macorís, the cradle of shortstops. That one hit him. Pemberton trying to shake it off. He'll be given first base.
He plants his front foot. He gets his front leg out of the way, but it gets him on his back leg. Watch this. It's a slider breaking in. Misses his front leg, but gets him on the back foot.
2 down, Pemberton aboard. Here is Travis Franklin, who's not yet made contact tonight. He has struck out 3 straight times. Baseball, there's been some big scores. Last year was a great year for hitters, and yet there's been more scoring so far this year in the first week of the season than we saw last year.
Well, that's because the pitchers are not as far along as they were last year, of course. The pitchers actually control the game.
Popped up by Fryman. Tino Martinez. So we're going to the last of the 6th inning. Jay Buhner, Edgar Martinez, and Tino Martinez coming up now.
Just foul outside the bag of third.
The Rangers really getting in on Jay Buhner. Jay Buhner finally saying, hey, enough is enough. I'm going to try to get you out of there.